I'm making a rosary. These will be the decades. There's 5 decades, 10, so I need 50 plus 3 of the virtues. Well, these will be the Our Fathers, the white. These will be my spacers. So right now I'm just laying it out. Trying to decide which I like best to go with it. It's really pretty. I'm not really feeling that one. I want one with Mary, but this I think had something else in mind, so I'm going to go with the purple. Mary, so it's a little small for the rosary. I didn't pay attention to quite how big they were when I ordered them. These beads are glass. I like glass beads because they're heavier and they some of the vintage rosaries are of a certain acrylic type. I'm not really sure, but they're pretty hefty too, and they feel good in the hands. I don't like rosaries that feel like they're barely there. Very delicate and dainty. So I'm gonna need 3 here. And then you have to be careful they don't fall off. I'm still really sick. I'm actually worse today than I was. I've had to cancel a lot of things. I was really upset that I couldn't go to church, but I'm not about to get everybody sick. I watched, when I can't go to church, I watch one online, but it's still not the same as being in church. There's that one. And then 3 more of these. Something about going to church prepares me for the rest of the week. It recharges me. Just something about being in the house of God. I feel like I'm surrounded by people and who are there for the same reason. Okay, so I need 3 of these. These are Our Father, and then these are Hail Marys for faith, hope, and charity. I tried to find something that they wouldn't roll around on too much. I can tell I have a fever. I haven't taken it yet. They're rolling around a little too much. I have to put them down where the holes are because it's kind of flat. I was kind of in a bad mood. Someone said something that hurt my feelings quite a bit. And then it took a couple days or so for me to remember about forgiving, that people make mistakes. Just like I would want to be forgiven if I made a mistake. To go around stomping and pouting, thinking you're punishing the person for their mistake, even after they've apologized, isn't really fair. And this is very pretty. I really like that one. This is going to be very pretty. I had intended to start making rosaries to sell. I'm not gonna have enough room on here. But I'm so greedy. I'll just like keep them all to myself. Because I already have ideas for 3. I want to make 10 rosaries before I put them somewhere to sell. I have time. Winter is slow for dog training. Okay, just remember, Megan, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just laying them out. Let's see. Put these over here. Oh, my puppy's dreaming. She's growling and barking in her sleep. She's 1 and a couple months old. And she's still in training. She's learned she's about halfway with the tasks. There's one we're really battling. She won't go down the basement stairs. I think because they're open, and I need her to go down the basement stairs. It's dark down there, and it's an old basement, and it scares me to death. I watch too many horror movies. Say so. In 10. And so Finnegan, my previous, he still does it for me though, but she's got to figure it out. They go down ahead of me, scope out the room for me while I'm using the washer and dryer. Hang out behind me so the boogeyman doesn't get me. And then he's trained to go up the stairs behind me. So I don't have to run up the stairs and trip over the stairs with a laundry basket in my hands and fall down, which has happened. Okay, now that's 6. I need 10. I have to find the requirements to go live on TikTok because that's where most of my people are. These are not staying still. I'm gonna have to design something where I can just plop the beads in like a hole. This towel isn't cutting it. There's this bump right here. I need something. Maybe felt will work. There's one of these silvers in between each. Well, that wasn't a very smart idea, was it? One thing I hate doing things like this with my hands. Being a dog trainer, and having worked in an animal shelter for years, he's like very easy on the hands. I've got scars from kittens. I think that when I go to the doctor, when I was in the hospital, the nurse was asking me, "Where'd you get that scar from?" on my arm, and I'm like, "She thinks I did that myself." I'm like, "No, I'm a dog trainer. Somebody's dog jumped on me, and it broke the skin." I don't mind, though. I don't mind the dogs jumping on me. That's just what dogs do, and they don't know any better. That's why I'm there, to teach them better. And the owner, I teach, really, dog training is more about training the owner. And that's why I don't understand when you send a dog somewhere and have someone train it. You have to know how to do it. Like, you can't just, "Oh, that was so perfect." And okay, definitely need more room. So I've got this one, and then I'll need three. I don't know what it is about rosaries that please me so much. It's so relaxing to pray the rosary. I get anxiety when I drive sometimes, and just saying it is nice. That's how I learned it, was an app while I was driving. And the app had the beads move as you went along. And I still use that app. Too, because I don't have the mysteries down pat yet. I'm getting there. Okay. When I'm alone and not recording, I actually can say it pretty fast. But when I do it recording, I feel like I'm performing in front of people, and I lose traction. Okay, just 10 of these. I better do these as I go. Sometimes I like to try to combine my autism, or if you prefer that I'm autistic, with my religion, because I find that my religion has helped me come to terms with being autistic. Because yes, I knew I was autistic, just everyone kept blowing me off. And I'm going to do a video about what I was like as a child and how I would have been diagnosed right away. In fact, when I was a baby, my mom took me to the doctor because I wasn't crying. And she thought something was wrong with me. She thought I was autistic or something. And they're like, "Oh no, she's fine." No. Nope, just was called overly sensitive, very quiet, very shy. In reality, as I was watching people, silently staring at people, watching them socialize and behave, and even as a toddler wondered why I was not like that. 7. This is going to use more spacers than I realized. 8. So life was hard as a child. 9. If I had a friend, it was because that friend adopted me. And then I would get all clingy because I needed them to help me navigate the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So I need 3 there. So I was actually happy to get assessed and diagnosed because I knew it. I mean, I knew as much as I could know. I knew there was something very different about how I experienced the world, particularly socially. I had to learn when people would tell me I was being rude, I would have to ask them exactly how am I being rude because I wanted to learn. So I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know I was being rude. Now I'm going to lay these out. I better not get any bumps or somebody bumping into it. Because of my shyness and stuff, I had some family members that were very cruel at times. And I couldn't tell them why I was behaving the way I did. For example, I won't say who, not my immediate family. Well, at home there was always trouble at the dinner table because I had issues with eating. And I had adult family member accuse me of being ungrateful for the food she provided for me. It was pretty bad. And I couldn't explain why I couldn't eat it. I mean, I would say it, but it wasn't a thing. I don't like the way it feels in my mouth. I can't eat it. Or the way it looked. Just the way it looked. 6. I would only eat, my mom called it white foods, but some of them were yellow. But they were still called white. Mashed potatoes, corn, macaroni, noodles, and butter. Like the guy in Atypical, that was my favorite. And I would have like a meltdown if we were having certain things for dinner. Complete meltdown. It was just a nightmare. Cry. You know, you're not leaving until you clean your plate. And I couldn't. My mom, though, kind of just considered me to be kind of quirky and let me be quirky. When I got the diagnosis, I was like, I felt vilified is a good word. Because it made me think, see, there isn't something wrong with me. Meaning, I do things on purpose, or I'm behaving a certain way on purpose. See, I knew it. I tried to tell you. Nobody would listen. There was, in grade school, I was getting teased so bad, I would ask to stay inside. My friend had moved. And I remember a woman coming, and she talked to me about how to make friends. What I could say or ask or to someone. And then there was this girl that showed up new, and I thought, well, if I get to her before anybody else tells her bad things about me, I might have a friend. Because she looked like she might be poor, like I was by her clothes. And I was determined to get over there and say hi. It was just awful. Took the whole recess, and I finally managed to unglue myself from the wall and sit down. And I said hi first, and she didn't hear me. It was really hard. Finally, like just before the bell rang, I was like, hi, I'm Megan. What's your name? It was so hard. I wanted it so bad, though. And we became friends. Until one day she wanted to play a game with some other kids and said I could play with these other kids and not her. Sometimes she could play with other kids, and I had a freak out and threw the game board all over and smacked the pieces off to the ground. I had a big fat meltdown. I couldn't handle that. The idea of her being friends with other people. I don't know what it was, but it freaked me out. Because I just had... I get desperately lonely, but have an ability to make friends. Unless they make friends with me. And then I usually end up blowing it anyway. Because of all my requirements of socializing. Some people don't get it. If I'm like, no, I'm having a good time. I probably don't look like it, but I am. I don't think they were convinced. A lot of times, like with when I tried to make friends as a kid, it wasn't that I was shy. I mean, I knew what to say. It's just I couldn't get it. I would go mute. I still do sometimes. Go mute. And the words get stuck somewhere between my brain and my mouth. Not really paying attention to anything right now. This is going to be very pretty. Oops, my spacers. I finally got to a point at my age where I was like, I'm tired of wishing and thinking of things. And I don't want to go out of this world with regrets. So I knew I wanted to go to church, and I went to different kinds. I tried different things, not just Christianity. I attempted Wicca, I think, and it just wasn't my jam. It wasn't what I was looking for. It seemed a little too energetic. I don't know what to say. Well, I don't know. A little haphazard, I guess, is what I mean. There was no clear set rules. And as someone with autism and OCD, I like my rules to be in stone. No pun intended. Oh, dog's moving. She's starting to knock the... And I think I'm just gonna get to the end of this one. I really just wanted an idea of what it was gonna look like, because I ran out of decades. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3. This is my 5th decade. This will attach here. I'm almost done. How do I get this one out? I need 3 more. Oops. I almost stabbed myself. Oh wow. Just gonna have to do it. I have the rings and things that'll make them fit together, go together. I don't think they're very good quality though. Seems like they would come apart pretty easily. which I might look into getting some better ones. There it is. 3, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. I only have 9, 10. Okay, 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 3. Okay. That's it. Oops. Tomorrow we will decide if I'm going to use string, wire, or clear string. That's it for now.